Hello, May Day protests are coming up, so I thought I would take a few minutes and remind everybody about your rights as a protester. And I did do a previous video on this, so I'll just make it quick. But I did also just get off of an ACLU webinar on Know Your Rights, so I thought I would give a bit more information from what I learned. And again, just take this time to remind folks. So I did talk about in the previous video the risk-benefit analysis of taking your cell phone. Obviously, keeping your cell phone at home is the safest if you don't want to risk your cell phone being confiscated. That's not going to happen to the majority of people, and I think there is value in bringing your cell phone if you're comfortable with that risk, because if something happens, you're able to document it. And just remember, in a public venue, you generally have the right to film and, to video, even with audio, if you're in a public place and there's no reasonable expectation of privacy. So that means most street corners, things like that. Now, if there's law enforcement there and you're videoing, just remember to keep a safe distance. You don't want to be accused of interfering or obstructing justice. But you can use the Zoom feature on your phone and take video of what's going on. And there is value in having multiple people being able to film anything that happens, even if there's counter-protesters there and maybe they're trying to rile people up. On the point of counter-protesters, remember, counter-protesters also have rights of freedom of speech as long as they're peaceful about it. So they may try to rile you up. Just remain calm, remain peaceful. I did see a great story online from a pro-democracy protester, and she said that she had seen some Trump protesters at one of her protests. And so the next time she kind of came prepared with a sign in case they showed up, and they did show up. And that sign said, "We're holding American flags, you're holding Trump flags. See the difference?" I thought that was a really clever strategy and relatively effective. She walked a bit closer to them, not close enough to be a threat, but held up her sign to make sure they saw it, and it did make an impression. So again, keep things peaceful, get our message out, and just remember the basics. If you're approached by law enforcement, you have the right to remain silent. You can always ask, "Am I free to leave?" If they say yes, turn around and go. If they say no, you can ask, "Why am I being detained?" Have your phone password protected with a strong password if you choose to bring it. Not facial recognition, not thumbprint. And the gist of that is that a strong password is protected generally by the Fifth Amendment. And so it's harder to, access your cell phone without a warrant if it's password protected by a strong password. Biometrics like facial recognition, thumbprint, don't fall under the Fifth Amendment. It's a lot easier for someone to gain access to your phone, i.e. law enforcement. So just keep that in mind. If you're really very concerned, you can keep your phone on airplane mode. One of the things the ACLU pointed out is that even on airplane mode, when you get back home and you turn it off airplane mode or you turn on your phone, if there's a warrant for your cell carrier, they might be able to see where your previous locations were, or at least your last known location. That's not going to be a concern for the vast majority of people. It would have to be a warrant. But again, just something to keep in mind. If you are super concerned about it, you can always turn off your cell phone before you even leave for the protest. Keep it off and turn it back when you get home. And that way you have it on you if you need it, like to video something. And it'd be a lot harder to track your location. So those are just some basic tips about protesting, but get out there, be safe, rain or shine. Democracy is worth fighting for. At least our democratic republic, that's for you, Mike Johnson, and our Constitution. So signing off for now. Everybody have a safe May Day protest. Check 50, 51, or your Indivisible group if you need to know where your May Day protests are.